Sick.
What's going on, you guys? Riley here. So it has been a little while since I have posted a video, mainly due to just being extremely busy. As you can see, it's raining right now, and just kind of a bunch of stuff going on. But have no fear, I have returned, and I have returned with a video recap of drag racing here in the Corvette. I guess it was like 2 days ago. So before we get too in-depth, number one, we have shaved off over a full second in the quarter mile from when I bought this car when it was bone stock to what it is now. Number two, we've picked up about 9 miles per hour in the quarter mile trap speed. That's pretty dang good. And number three, please be aware that there is still a lot of room for improvement. So being that this car is a 6-speed manual, that is a lot of driver involvement and things that could go wrong based on me. But anyways, let's start talking about racing and showing some footage from that night at the track and go into detail of why we actually had a few problems with this car that night as well. So the first run of the night, I was going up to do my burnout, and like always, you know, you hit traction control one time, it turns your traction control system off. You can usually either hold it down for 5 to 8 seconds or press it again, depending on the car, and it will turn off stability control, or in these cars there's like a competitive mode. Yeah, my car was not doing any of that. So I'd press it once, it would turn traction control off, I'd press it again, and it would turn it right back on. No matter how long I held the button down, it would not change into stability control off mode or whatever. So, needless to say, I went up and tried to do my burnout, and the car just dies.
I don't think my traction control was all the way off.
And at that point, I'm thinking, well, this is really gonna suck because I can't turn my, stability control and all that stuff off. Can't even do a burnout. So how am I supposed to, launch this thing without computer systems interrupting my launch? So yeah, I guess you could say my mind was not in the right place for that run, and this is what happened.
Damn it.
So run number one was a complete utter failure. I was racing a stock Hellcat with drag radials at the time, so I was really hyped to get kind of a comparison race between that and the Hellcat, but yeah, it fell flat on its face, so I said, well, that sucks. Now let's fast forward about 2 hours. I actually had J-Rod Jr. from J-Rod Speed Shop, who was the guy that did all the work to this car. He actually showed up to the track that day, basically for moral support and technical support. So J-Rod, thanks for showing up, buddy. But I showed him the problem that I was having, and I was like, it used to have the option to turn off stability control. What's going on? Why do you think it's doing that? And he basically had no idea. We had talked to other people at the track, nobody had ever seen that before, so we said, screw it, let's pull the ABS fuse, that'll turn everything off. So, before run number two, we pulled the ABS fuse. I had all kinds of lights lit up on my dash for service stability control, service traction handling, whatever. And I won't lie, I was a little bit scared going into run number two with no ABS and just all these lights on my dash. I was like, man, if something goes wrong here, this is gonna really suck. But anyways, just kind of decided to YOLO it on pass number two and see if things would even work. Like I said, it's been like over 2 hours at this point. The track was packed. They were doing some qualifying thing with actual drag racers, so it was supposed to just be a normal test and tune event. However, that wasn't the case.
What's up, man?
I wanted to tell you you're gonna win.
I don't know, we'll see.
Anyways, go up for pass number two, do my burnout, all was good, and then go up to the staging lanes, and I don't know why, but I deep staged on this pass. Looking back, that was dumb of me, but oh well.
Hell yeah! Woo! I didn't die!
as you can see, launching the car basically fell flat on its face. I was launching at about 3,000 RPM, which to me seems like a lot coming from a guy who's raced a lot of automatics and stuff. I don't have the most experience launching a manual car, especially on drag radials. That was my first time testing this car on drag radials that night, so I'm still trying to figure out what RPM I should be launching at, but that was 3,000, which obviously wasn't enough. You can see the car bogs, kind of falls on its face, and then picks up power and goes down the quarter mile. So that pass was like a 12.1 quarter mile, which I was not happy about, but the trap speed was almost 122 miles per hour, which I'm very happy about, especially considering when this car was bone stock, I was running 113 or 112 miles per hour, so that's a huge difference for just a couple bolt-ons or bolt-ons and a cam, sorry.
If I don't get this thing into the 11s tonight, I'm selling the car tomorrow.
So that was pass 2. Like I said, launch wasn't very good and decided to go back for number 3, which once again waited about 2 hours. And this time I got to race a Supercharged Scat Pack, who I'm not sure the exact power numbers, but it's over 600 horsepower to the wheels. He also has a YouTube channel, which I will link down below. You can go check out his little build series on his Scat Pack. See on the video, once again, my launch was not very good on that pass. I think it was a 1.960 foot with drag radials that should be somewhere like in the 1.7 range or so. Hell, maybe in the 1.6s, but that was once again launching at about 3,000 RPM. Should have learned my lesson the first time. Should have launched it more towards like 4,000 or 5,000, but at this point it's a mental block. I'm like, man, I don't want to break anything. I don't want my stock clutch to just grenade itself or a diff to explode or whatever the case is. I was being a weenie. But I will say, something I'm very proud of is my shifting on that pass. It literally made this car sound like an automatic, and I'm very happy and very proud of myself for that, especially considering I haven't been driving manual all that long compared to a lot of people. I think it's only been like 2 years or so. But yeah, that pass was like an 11.88 or something, and then the Supercharged Scat Pack ran an 11.9 something. So technically, I beat the Supercharged Scat Pack just barely, and then his trap speed I believe was like 115 point something, and then mine was 121.6. So like I said, this thing on the top end is just hauling ass, and I know a lot of people are giving me crap because they said, oh, you said this car's going to be just as fast as a Hellcat. And well, if you go back to last time I was at the drag strip, there was a stock Hellcat there with radials who was running like 1160s, and this car with a proper launch, with me not messing up, is fully capable of doing 1150s all day. I just have to be a better driver. But what I was really implying by as fast as a Hellcat was mainly implying as fast as a Hellcat or close to a Hellcat from at least a roll. I want to believe the Hellcat last time at the drag strip was running like 120 miles per hour in the quarter. I'll have to double check and I'll put a little thing on the screen. But like I said, I was running almost 122 miles per hour. So that's just a little bit faster than the Hellcat was last time, which was same conditions, same track, and all that fun stuff. So I'm fully confident in this car being at least able to hold its own against a Hellcat. Whether it's faster or whether it's slower, it's very similar to a Hellcat. So I know a lot of people like to give me crap for that. So be it. At the end of this day, this is a car that's basically meant for a road course, and the Hellcat is a car that's meant to go fast in a straight line. So the fact that this is able to do kind of a little bit of everything very well, I'm very happy with, and this is a hell of a lot more fun being able to drive a manual as opposed to an automatic on a drag strip. It's just more driver involvement, more things that could go wrong. I could mess up, which I did as you saw in the launches, but you know, you can miss a shift and it's just kind of, it's more frustrating because you don't do everything perfect on every pass, but I kind of like that sense of challenging myself, whereas an automatic, you just wait for the light to turn green and you floor it. So yeah, to sum everything up, we went from running 12.9s at 13 miles per hour, all the way to running 11.8s as of right now at 121.7 miles per hour, whatever it was. But I would say that so far that's an incredible jump for just spending, as far as power modifications go and the drag radials, it's under $6,000 I believe for everything. So you know, $6 grand on a car that cost half as much as a Hellcat does to be right up there. Very similar speeds, similar. I'm very impressed with that, and this car is just, it's a total different animal than anything else that I've owned, and it's a lot of fun. But anyways, that is today's video. I know it was very boring of me just standing here, but at least I got to get some drag racing footage out there for you guys. And like I said, hopefully I can go back out there and test out the drag radials once again, where I can do more than, I guess, 2 legitimate passes and get some more experience launching with radials. But as always guys, thank you for watching this video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Take it easy.